What's up, y'all? Hey, it's your girl, DTV&x. Yeah. You know what? We love a good trend, don't we? I mean, honey, and this soft trend has been a thing. We have been in soft season spring, soft season summer, and now we're in the fall. And the winter will be here before you know it. So I'm just wondering, how is this trend going for you, right? I've gotten like so many responses about soft season because I wrote a book called Soft is the New Power, Embracing Your Feminine Edge to Win in Love and Life in 2016. And the thing about sometimes being ahead of your time is that by the time people catch up, they really think they're doing something new and amazing. And it is amazing, but it is not new. And then life's, it does what it does. And so sometimes we feel soft, sometimes we don't. Sometimes soft is in season, sometimes it is not. And as a person who has been on this journey, who has written about it, researched about it, I have to tell you, sometimes I recognize that I need to reread my own stuff because I'm known as being direct. I got that name not from being soft. I got that name from being direct. And, I can do a good read, honey. Okay. If I want you to feel it, you gonna feel it. And then it got to a point where just going hard all the time wore me out, especially when you're trying to be in a relationship. You just cannot be like a one hit wonder. You cannot be, just basic. You have to be nuanced. You got to have hard power and soft power. You got to know who you are. You have to have emotional intelligence. You have to be able to understand your partner. And you've got to, know what to use and when. That's called being savvy, right? So being soft is not one thing. But what I do recognize about it is that our push to be soft and to talk about it in seasons is because we are tired and we have gone so hard in the paint in terms of grinding, in terms of trying to make it all work. And we have worn ourselves out. And if you know anything about me, you know that I have really been pushing self-care and mental well-being. And it's because just like with our hair, right? Like if you go hard for too long, or if you put too much harsh chemicals on your hair or in your body, whatever it is, eventually it will break. It will break down, right? Your mind, your body, your spirit, your hair, it will break down. And so you've got to be able to know how to do more than one thing. And the key in terms of being savvy, in terms of having emotional intelligence, is knowing the who, what, when, where, how, and why. It's all about timing, right? And so being soft is not really just a season. It's also about having skills. It's about being smart. It's about being sophisticated and knowing first of all, having the tools, right? Like having the tools and knowing how to use these tools and then using the tools at the most appropriate time. So even though I've just recently written a new book called You're Successful, but Are You Okay? Real Self-Care Strategies to deal with your sanity in the workplace. The crazy part is I'm getting so many sales and so many emails and so many conversations around soft power. So sometimes we have to pivot or shift, right? Which being soft will teach you how to do that, how to shift, because we can get so hard in what we want to do and how we want to do it and what we planned for. And God, having the sense of humor that He does, it don't always flow like that. And so the first key to being soft is not just knowing how to pivot, but really knowing how to shift. And it doesn't always have to be a hard shift. It's just, okay, marketing 101, right? Like knowing your audience and what they want versus what you want to serve them. And if you really have a heart to serve people, you want to be effective, not right. Mm, let that sit for a second. It's not about being right. It's about, are you reaching people where they are so that ultimately y'all can win together? That's also what soft is about. And tapping into your feminine energy, right? Because energy doesn't have a beginning or an end, y'all. It just transfers. And so sometimes we're so caught up in our agenda that we're not aware of what we're transferring. Do you know how you make people feel? Do they want to be around you? Are you attractive to them? Do you make them feel better when you show up or when you leave? We need to know that. And the very things that we've thrown away because we've been in survival mode, right? Hey, but guess what? It's not a hit. Our mothers, our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, we have been through it. We have been thrown away. We have been stacked upon. Our men have been taken from us. We have been raped. We have been overwhelmed. We have had to do it alone. We have been in survival mode. And so being hard and independent has been a part of our armor to help us survive. But when you want to shift into a new season of soft, then you also have to shift your mindset from survival mode into understanding that everything that you have gone through happened to teach you something, to give you a testimony. And if you really learned from it, you got to test it, which means if you're so hard that you're trying to keep everything and everybody out because you're protecting yourself, then you won't know or give yourself the opportunity to let people in to see if the thing that you've been working on works because you're still in protection mode. But you want these things, you want these opportunities, you want these relationships, but your wall is still up. So the wall has to come down. And we've got to be gentle enough with ourselves to trust that we've learned something. And even if it doesn't work out perfectly, it's okay. You know you won't die. You know it won't end you because you've been through something. You've overcome something already. And you'll see the red flags this time around in relationship, in work, whatever it is, right? So we've got to trust the process and let the walls down, those hard walls down. And so that you're more malleable, so that you're flexible. So we are going to go on a soft return together, right? Let's go back into embracing our softness, our femininity, knowing that we can be hard and we can do a soft read or a hard read at any given moment. You got that. You already know how to be hard. You already know how to protect yourself. You already know how to let somebody feel your energy, your hard energy. But if you want something different, it's time to do something different. And as a person who's been on this journey for a long time, let me tell you something. Sometimes you got to re-up. So I'm about to reread my own book, right? Because I need a re-up. I need to be reminded. And these are not just anecdotal things. It's science. It's proven. It's neuroscience. These are facts about what works in terms of feminine energy and masculine energy, how to use it professionally and how to use it personally. The first part of the book will deal with the professional side and what soft power actually is, which is a negotiation tactic politically, international politics that many people don't even know. And then the second part of the book is the art of becoming a man whisperer. Right? You want to be soft enough to also create a space for a man to feel like he can live where you are, but he's not looking for your energy to be just like his, right? So you've tapped into your masculine energy. You've made some things happen, but do you know how to be a safe place? Come on, girl. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So, we're about to go into a soft season. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get this book so that as we're having this conversation, you're able to follow me and where I'm going. Because when I tell you we're going in, oh yeah, we're going in to our soft season, but not just for a season, for a lifetime, for a skill set, right? That we can turn on and off as needed, as appropriate. Because this is not a season, boo. We're sophisticated. This is about being savvy. This is about being a woman who knows what she's doing and using all of her power, her soft power and her hard power as needed. But you can't use what you don't have, right? So let's skill up together.